We're back, y'all.
Hey everybody.
This is a really good practice in if it doesn't work, turn it on and off again.
It is, that's always the best thing to do.
Yeah. I always try to troubleshoot it, and it's literally just gotta be turned on and off. But we're out here, so it's awesome. We're out here in Sparks, dude, in our new home. And I mean, we're not at the Audi, but we're like Sparks is our new permanent home, and it's rad that we get to be out here at this community pop-up that's happening at EQLD, the tattoo spot on D Street. I don't know if you heard me before because the audio was fucked, but all you have to do is it's going until 9 p.m. It's a benefit for the Reno Initiative for Shelter and Equality. To get here, you just get off at the Rock Boulevard exit on 80. It's so simple, and then you make a left and then a right on D Street, and you will see us. Where I literally can see the street right now. If you drive by right now, I'll just be like, "Hi, come on in."
Yeah.
And there's food.
You can hear the music.
Yeah. There's a bunch of vendors with some plant vendors, and some vintage clothing vendors, and a bunch of cool shit. We're doing a live stream. How do you like the event? You can stick your head in and over here. If you want to, you don't have to. Hiding. You're the other way. It's the other way.
It's pointing at us.
Yeah. Thank you.
What were you guys talking about?
We're talking about how you could come down
Reno
right
Arts
now.
and Culture.
This is our executive director of rights.
Who's that?
I can't. Oh, there you go. There you are. So yeah, you can come be part of the show right now. Come down. We're gonna be here till 9 p.m. So, and we have audio now, so it's great.
Yes.
And it's just a good time, and it's a good thing to help support the community and support small businesses and support Rise. So the first thing we're gonna do is we did an interview with Kaelyn McGowen about her show and with a few other glass vendors.
Vendors, baby. So the more you're gonna learn a lot of reasons to want to get into neon, I think. And reasons not to, like some real big reasons not to get into neon.
Neon is terrifying.
But the main reason to get into neon is so you can refer to yourself as a glass vendor.
Yeah, dude, who doesn't love Avatar? I want to be a freaking glass bender, but it's terrifying. You gotta like heat up the glass and like electrify it. It's like it's nuts. So we're gonna roll right into this interview with Kaelyn about the show at the Potentialist. The show is 1 week only, okay? It just opened. It's every night 7 to 9. The kickoff party is Saturday, and then it closes Sunday. That's it. That's all you got.
The party on Saturday is gonna be lit too. They've got like real good food carts and well, you'll hear.
Yeah, live music. And
we don't need to talk about it because it's a long interview, so buckle up.
Yes, get ready to learn all about neon and badass women artists in Reno making neon and crushing the fucking gatekeeping men.
Changing the game.
Doing new kinds of art. So we're gonna roll into that, and it's about to happen. It's gonna be great.
Here it comes.
Can I show you something? Follow me.
Hey guys, we're here at the Potentialist for some neon.
Yeah, look at this glowing action.
It's lit, fam.
It's lit.
We gotta say it, you know.
Doesn't get old.
You're allowed to say it.
Yeah.
At
When
a
you're
neon art
at a neon show.
Yes. It's going to be said again for sure.
Yeah. Well.
And we're here with Kaelyn McGowen, and she's a neon artist, and she's born and raised here in Reno. And so she's one of the main artists in the show. But how many artists are being represented here?
So let's see. Me, Ken, Jeff, and AJ. Those are the only 2 vendors. And then we have some collaborations with Josie Brock and Haley Hagman. Does that make sense?
Becoming Jane is her, if you follow her on Instagram, which you might.
Yes, very Reno.
Josie Rock, we don't
We
even
don't need to talk about that.
You know who that is. Yeah, awesome. Because some of them, so benders, I like that. We just learned a little something
Yes,
new.
so yeah, that's the official way to talk about people who make neon are glass vendors.
Ooh.
Yes.
I like
It's like
it.
Avatar.
It is, yes, that's part of the appeal.
Yeah, I bet.
For sure.
Definitely.
So, how did you get into neon? Just going right for it.
So some of my painting work like 3 years ago, I was doing paintings of neon because I loved the way that the colors reflect on the wall. And so for painting references, it made for really, really interesting paintings. And then I got into grad school in Seattle went up there, and my grad program was focused on arts nonprofit work. So there was a neon art school nonprofit that just opened up, and I just wanted to be involved in an administration sort of a sense. I just wanted to see how they were constructing workshops and just the general flow of it. And so I took a class, and that first class I was like, this is super hard, and that makes me really irritated, and I would really like to not suck at this. So I just kept coming back, and then my teacher, we really just hit it off. I really liked his personality. He really liked my personality, and he asked me to be his apprentice. So I apprenticed under him for a couple of months, and I had a really good friend up there. I was telling you guys, who started a kind of like a neon art collective, like rental space kind of a thing. So that made it really easy for me to practice, because that's the big barrier to neon, is how are you going to get good at it, how are you going to practice, like where are you going to actually make it.
Sure. Like a lot of these art forms, that when you get into it, there's a lot of equipment.
Right.
Like you can't do it casually.
Yeah, like not like if you want to pick up drawing or something, you just go down to Nevada
Sure.
Fine Arts, but if you want to pick up neon, it's a whole other thing. And then the pandemic happened, and I didn't have anywhere to practice anymore, so I bought some equipment, and I set up some equipment in my parents' barn.
Nice.
So, and that lands us to where we're at now, basically.
So
We're
here,
here.
I mean, it's
Yes.
amazing. I love all of it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process? Like, what even happens?
Yes, great question.
Yeah, walk us through the creation of a
Yes.
piece.
Okay. So I've done this a couple times. I think I'm getting better at it. So you started with just a regular glass tube. It's a hollow tube. There's different sizes that you can use. Most of mine are the smaller glass sizes. Most of these are, but you see that one's like thicker glass.
Mhm.
And you get in front of different torches. So there's a ribbon burner for doing curvy shapes, and there's a little crossfire, which is a tiny burner for if you're going to do little tight bends and stuff like that. So you have your fire, you have your glass, and you cork it at one end, and then you put a blow hose on the other end, so you can blow air through that tube, and it's corked at that one side so air can go through it. So it's very similar to glass blowing in the sense, like you've got your torch, you got your glass and your torch, and you're spinning it because you're trying to I call it rotisserie chicken. You're trying to rotisserie chicken your glass, so you're trying to get it all hot. And then as you bend, you have to blow through that tube so that
It keeps it like inflated.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, or else the gas can't flow
You'll
through
make like
it.
a pinch.
Yes, yeah, and then it's not that it won't work, but it causes a lot. There's lots of little things like that
won't
cause
look
problems.
nice.
Yeah, and then you got like sometimes it'll cause like arcing and things like that.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Man, it's so scary.
Yes,
Really
there's a lot of that.
intimidating.
Because it works by like electrifying the gas. Is that?
Yeah,
It's like running a voltage
right.
that like goes through the gas.
So yeah, and you'd be a good person to kind of talk about this with. So you've got like your electrodes on either side, and they're just sending that electricity back and forth to each other, and it's electrifying the gas as it kind of makes that journey. But so you've got your tube, and so like if I finish my glass tube, it's not lit up or anything like that, and then we attach it to a bombarding system, which is this crazy looking thing that I'm still very scared of, and it's got vials, and it's got like it just looks absolutely insane. And you hook up your piece to it by connecting the glass. You have to like blow the glass so it's actually connected to the system itself, which is also made of glass.
Wow.
And then it's connected to a they're not transfer. The things on top of the telephone wire poles, like that level of
Transformer.
like the really really big ones.
Yeah.
We have one of those in the shop, and that sends high voltage electricity through it really high, so that it like cooks all the things in it.
Who even?
Wow. How did they figure this out?
Who did- his last name was Claude, and it was like 100 years ago in France, so I kind of know who did this.
It's like a crazy Frenchman.
Can you imagine? I'm like,
No,
what were you
what?
doing? Like,
That's terrifying.
Yeah, like that guy must have just been so interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you get the high voltage electricity going through it, it makes it really hot. You put on a vacuum so that all the little impurities and things are taken out of it.
Hmm.
And then you can introduce a noble gas to it. And then hopefully, if everything goes well, you can take it off and put it on. As a beginner, I'm like a little over 2 years. That's not every time for me. That's like every other time. And then I'm very lucky to have a teacher and apprentices who like help me fix things if they are not going to light up because of that process.
Huh.
If you do it wrong, will it just shatter the glass everywhere?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
there's
I
one of
can
my
see
favorite
that.
things is like the glass like wants to get hot and wants to get cool at its own rate. It doesn't want me to tell it when to get hot or cold.
Sure.
So if I like in the winter time I would bend something in my shop and I didn't have any heat and I put it on the table, and because of that cold on the table it would just
Shatter. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Man,
Yes.
this is not a good art form if you have small children.
Not like this is not like a living room thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna set it up in the corner
In the barn outside. Like,
in your bonus room in your apartment. No.
Yeah, people come back and they're like, oh no, but we're not. You just do that in there. That looks fun.
Literally like a mad science laboratory.
But yeah, the patience that like I'm not a patient person by any means. Like anything throws me off, honestly. And so like my first couple of like bending was just crazy for me because I would just be so livid the fact that these things weren't working and I put all this time into it and there's nothing that you could really do, right? You just gotta start over. So it's really good. Actually, find it to be like very therapeutic and kind of like a meditative thing.
Yeah, it is, I think. Working in those types of unforgiving art forms can sometimes be a good mental practice.
Yes, that's a good way to say it.
And so the colors are different gases, right? Is that how that works?
So there's the noble gases that. So I think a lot of people are under the impression that it's different gases make the colors.
Oh no, it's not
It's
that.
not.
That's what I'm under the impression.
That's what I was
Because I know
under
that's
the
how
impression.
LEDs work, right? Like
Right.
a different color LED is because of a different material that the electricity is moving through.
Yeah, because
that
it
puts
shines
off
through
different
like a film, essentially.
different, frequencies. Different wavelengths, I mean.
Similar, yeah, that's definitely similar. So like that one, for example, this is a pink neon that I'm referencing.
Yes.
Is blue glass with red neon gas in it.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's
It's
tricky.
actually the color is different from the that's a separate
Yes.
thing that's in.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this
Wow.
like peachy skin tone? Same?
Different, yes. So the peachy skin tone is probably like a salmon-y colored glass, and then the gas in
Okay,
it.
so it is a colored glass that changes. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the way I say it usually is gas plus glass equals color.
Okay.
So you got to kind of think of it. And like this one, for example, this is all supposed to be pink, and as you can see, it's not pink. So it's
That's
tricky
so
to like
funny.
remember.
I
what's
like it
going.
that way though.
I liked it too.
I love the
This is fun.
orange.
Ugh,
The
orange
pop
is one
of
of my
orange.
favorite neon colors. It's just so
Beautiful.
it's so beautiful. It's so nice. I love it. I'm glad you said that because that one's
Yeah,
one
it's
of my
really great.
favorites.
So it's like such a warm, whatever, what you
Yeah.
want from an orange. It's that.
Like I feel like that's a good example how that like red really just
Mhm,
vibrates off the
mhm.
wall and like gives you that neon feeling with the blue.
Yeah, that's very like bar at a like a music
Yes.
venue.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
But
gives
the
you that
blue-
ambiance.
This like blue and like I don't even know what it really is. It's like a whitish blue or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
that
so
icy blue.
it's so soft. It's got like this really like comforting softness to it that
I love that blue. Yeah, and that's not you don't really. So that's the clear gas. You can actually see the little mercury balls in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And then this is an interesting thing that I did that I don't know why that worked. It tagged the glass on the inside, so it
Oh, interesting. Oh
definitely
yeah,
shouldn't have
like
worked, but
see that.
Yeah.
This is one of Kaylyn's pieces with the
Yeah.
neon, and you probably can't see it through there, but we'll do a little run through. It's really beautiful. It's got a painting and the neon together, which
yeah.
is such a cool thing that I've pretty much never seen.
Thank you.
Except for
yes.
your work.
Yeah. When I first started doing neon, that was like my big fear. I was like, I don't want to stop painting. I love painting. Like, I don't want to like not paint anymore. So it was just, I refused to do it without paint. That way I still.
Well, it's so
Same with
cool.
paint.
It's really unique and it's
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah. It's interesting thing how they like work together. Like that one's all black and white, and you have to think about like how hot the color is gonna like
Yeah.
change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When me and Joe talked about our piece, that's kind of why we went with that white gas because I didn't want to do a hot red thing on it or something
Yeah.
like that because it would
Yeah.
totally distract from it.
Yeah, that's cool. It's interesting thinking about those factors in collaboration.
Yeah, some stuff.
If you like broke this right now though, like is it like what would happen? I just because like there's gas in it and plus the glass, it's just like I mean
That's actually a very good question. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm curious too.
that is really hard because a lot of people don't ask about that because it's something that I'm concerned about all the time because it's got mercury in it.
yeah,
So
it's
if you break
terrifying.
it-
I'm just super
Yeah.
freaked out.
Poison.
I mean, I love it. I love that it's dangerous, but I'm also like, oh geez,
Yeah.
this is a lot.
I've spilled some mercury in my car once and I was like, oh,
Ooh, it's a bad time.
this is bad. This is real bad. And then like, how do you clean up mercury? Like I was like, a vacuum? I don't know.
I
vacuumed the vacuum.
You did?
I know.
Really?
I was like, well, I didn't want to use
Vacuum
like
it
a
and throw the vacuum away.
No, I just took the bag and I was done. Like that bag is gone forever.
We never speak of this.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So do you know how to clean up mercury?
Yeah, if
Like
anybody
chat
has
it
any-
in. We need to know.
Yeah, put us in the chat.
I would like to know. But yeah, we took one out to apply. I was really worried. So I was like, okay, obviously
I
gonna
saw
break
that,
because
yeah.
it's going to apply. And then we're gonna get mercury on the ground. And then some poor person's gonna step on mercury at some point. So yeah, definitely something that I think about for sure.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, like, didn't break. Hopefully it doesn't break this year. By some miracle.
Are you taking something out there for the non-Burning Man thing?
Yes,
Cool.
Renegade. Yeah, so we made like a concert-y like stage background wall last year. And then, oh, sorry.
I was trying to subtly get you to move closer. It was not working.
I was like, it's a bug.
It's just me.
That's a big one. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna take out the concert stage wall, and it's got neon like border tubes on it and a neon sign on it. I had to remake it because it broke at a different party I brought it to, so I did have to remake it.
So what do you do when it breaks? Like, you just clean it up and hope for the best?
Yeah, if you can find the mercury and have some way of getting it, that's cool. Little glass jars, I try to get little glass jars as much as I can, but yes, breaks are rough.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm always worried about it for like welding, you know, if like you weld like Galvi or something and you get like sickness. Like she got sickness one time because Andy was
poisoning ones.
yeah. So like
Galvan, like the galvanized coating, the zinc
Okay.
on the it gets into the air when you're welding, and if you breathe it in, you'll get sick. We were outside, so I thought we were okay. I was like the other side of the yard. We were outside. He was like, "Put on a respirator," and I was like, "You're being ridiculous. I can't see."
Yeah, like I'm
anything."
outside. Yeah.
And for 2 days, it was like I got hit by a car and had the flu. It was weird.
Oh dang!
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
like,
that about
is
welding.
this the same situation that you can hurt yourself in a way that you could get sick?
Yeah, are there concerns like that with the working? Yes. There must be working with these materials.
Yeah, well, the big concern is shocking yourself. I mean, I know it's not quite what you're getting at, but
Sure,
certain
no, that's
size
big.
transformers are really have a lot of
There's a
protection.
lot. Yeah, this is a.
And I haven't really gotten hurt, but I've definitely known some people who like got shocked and like were knocked out for a little bit, and, like full 9 yards. Like
Okay,
did
but no
nothing.
one's died. I wonder if anyone.
So
has
people
anyone
have
died
died.
from neon?
People actually have.
Actually,
This is just like it's a powerful art form, and it's
yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah,
in an art way and
Well,
also
people die
in a
from
dangerous way.
welding,
right.
Yeah.
you could die from anything, right?
Yeah, you
I
can
think
breathe
that
if you
the
breathe
only
in
reason
chromium.
People like die from neon is if they shock themselves on like one of those really big transformers, and I don't think that even then that would like for sure kill you. It just,
No, it probably wouldn't for
yeah,
sure kill you.
yeah. I think a lot
It would
of
have to do with
people-
your heart, probably.
Yeah,
Like-
you'd have to be maybe if you were clothed like a certain like angle of your body.
Sure, if you're what shoes you're wearing. There's
Yeah,
a
what
lot of
shoes you're
factors.
wearing, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So neon's cool though.
That's fun. Yeah, I was like, I
Not
still
trying to
like
be
it.
serious, but
Step
also,
right
like,
up.
But also when you come and look at these, you should be like, damn, like this.
Yeah,
is
you should
a lot.
understand the risk that these
Yeah.
artists
Yeah.
are taking.
Yeah.
I have been burnt
like
and shocked to
science.
make these things. I have,
Oh,
this
yeah.
arm really gets eaten up. I almost got my tattoo there. That was a bummer.
Oh,
But yeah, the burns are. I mean, you guys get burned. Burns are awful.
Yeah.
You get used to it, I guess, and it's fine. But yeah, those deep blistery ones, I just don't get
Ugh.
over it.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good times.
But you know what? Nothing's safe. I've had not one but two glue guns explode into flame in my hand.
Two.
It was both of them were at our old art studio in Northeast Philly. It was like really, really shitty.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was just that the wiring was all messed up there.
I would think if it happened twice, like if that's like
It happened
strange
twice.
enough for that to happen once, but if it
No,
happened
isn't
twice,
that crazy?
it's
I'm
kind
just
of
glue
absurd.
gunning. It's not
See,
cool.
yeah, so if glue gunning's not safe, then like what's new?
So nothing's safe is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dear
Don't do any
viewers,
props.
dear viewers, don't be afraid to start the
Moral.
art form that you desire
Okay. Can you
just because
tell
it's
me-
dangerous.
Get away from how fucking dangerous it is. Like looking at the way that you're making shapes, right? And
Yeah.
then you have sections where it's mounted and you're covering it with something so that part's not lit up,
Yeah.
so that the negative space is like allowing you to see the positive of where the neon shape is, right? I don't know if I'm describing
Great,
this well.
yeah, great observational
like-
skills. Yeah, you're nailing it.
But like, how do you even think of that? You know, like I look
Oh,
at
yeah.
that and I'm like, how could I make those? I would never be like, write those words out and then be able to think of them in terms of where the negative space is, right?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
how do you develop that skill?
So everything is made backwards and mirrored. So tricky. Yes.
crazy hobby. No.
Oh yeah.
Are you
that's, like,
talked
one
out
of
of
the
it
worst
now?
parts. Like-
She walked in here being like, I want to learn
I
this.
really
Now
want
she's
to
like,
learn it, but I'm also like, Jesus, this is why like 4 people
But
do
you're gonna
it.
be like so informed. You're gonna know all the shitty stuff before you get in. You're like, I'm prepared. I've got it. I'm zen. unlike me, I was like, I'm pissed.
It's
terrible.
You gotta let the rage flow
Yeah,
through you.
so angry.
And just
I remember I made a Nevada because like everything's backward in mirrors, and then one of the first Nevadas I made was backwards, so I flipped it over and it was backwards, and I just threw it on the wall and I left. I was like, I'm gone today. And I was like, people don't even wonder. They're like, okay, bye. Like,
How many hours does it take per piece?
so Ken was just talking about this yesterday. So Ken is really, really fast. He's been doing this for like 35, 40 years, something like that. So he said it takes him to make each one probably from like start to finish, like an hour, like fully assembled, like the whole 9 yards.
Dang, get out of here with that.
That took me like 7 months. So
Yeah.
it kind of just depends on like where you're at.
yeah, sure.
Definitely, that was one of the first things anyone ever said
And
to
what
me.
it is, right?
Yeah, like it's
because
gonna be huge.
some of the ones that you can't see at the moment that she's pointing to, but you'll see them when we do the walkthrough or when you come to the show.
You're gonna
They're like knots, that are like a slip.
Yeah.
That they're cool, but they are simple forms.
Simple, yes,
So we're
simple
not
forms.
talking like writing out a word.
Right,
When we
yeah.
talk about something that took someone an
Yeah,
hour.
so tell me about writing out a word. Tell me about less abstract shapes and more like a specific thing that you
The
want it to be.
specific thing.
Yeah, like
So a
how
lot of
do
people
you-
have like a computer program that really helps them with this.
Okay.
I don't. A lot of people don't. So what I do is I would like I'll give like an example of like an SO. My SO. I just made a SO recently. So I did the S, did the O, just wrote it like how I wanted it to be on tracing paper, flipped it, and then so that like you can see how it would be reversed, and then I trace it so that it's a little thicker, so it's like tube sized. And then that's where you can see your connections. You're like, well, that's gonna have to go there, and that's gonna have to go there. So there's a lot of drawing and sketching and all of that goes
It's like
in the hand of
block
beforehand.
printing and stenciling,
Yeah.
but then also fucking chemicals and glass blowing.
It's too
And
much.
yeah, it's
And a high voltage.
I know, and like
And high
electricity.
voltage, yes.
It's
For like the
madness.
first 6
High
months, I
voltage
was-
electricity
Yes.
too. Like I work with electricity, but I work with low voltage.
Yeah.
And people are always like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get shocked," and I'm like, "It's 3 volts. You're not gonna.
Barely gonna
This
feel
you're
it.
gonna get shocked."
Yes. Like that one's got 12,000 volts on the bottom and 10,000 volts on top. So it's like 24,000 volts on just like one piece.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it low? Is the amperage
Low
pretty
amps,
low?
yeah. So that's what makes them like economical to run in your house or in a
Man, I
business.
don't
Sure.
even understand what you guys are saying.
I could explain.
Voltage,
The
volts and
voltage
amps
versus
are-
amps.
Yeah, volts or amps is about like where my knowledge stops. It's like where I needed to know, and I was like, okay, that's.
I'm pretty sure you have explained voltage versus amps.
The easiest way to think about it is like water. The voltage is how fast it's moving. The amperage is how, like, if it was a stream, like how big the stream
That
is.
is excellent because I've tried to explain this a couple times and just.
I find the easiest way to think about it is like water. Okay, so the voltage is like how fast it's going. So like if you've got a stream,
Okay.
the voltage is kind of
like
like
a
the
rapid.
speed. It's like how fast are the electrons coming
So you're stuck
through.
with a rapid in a brook.
But it's
So it kinda
like
depends on
hers
which
going
one.
really fast,
Yeah.
but it's like a
Nature
really
is
little
just
bit.
way
Like this
for
is
me to
like a
understand.
little stream that's moving kind of fast, but it's a little stream,
Okay.
very little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay.
Different
Like
size
whereas you get shocked on like the power line comes down in a storm and you touch that, you're getting lots of voltage, lots of amperage. That's why it
Don't feel
kills
good.
you.
Yeah.
Cool
But,
story.
yeah.
It's a lot of death. Welcome to
lot of
Death
almost.
Neon. Now I want to make fucking gothic death neon though. Coffin, a giant coffin.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I mean,
of
If it's gonna
cool-
be about death, might as well like just lean right into it.
Oh man,
For real.
a jug with the X, triple X.
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
See, this is how you get into it. Is you're like, oh, I want to make this. And you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, I'll just
That's how
do
you get
whatever I
into
gotta do.
anything.
It's like to make the thing, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
So you'll get stuck.
And then you turn around and you own all the equipment and you're in
Yeah.
here.
All of a sudden, you're really committed.
You're
You've got
just
all this
committed.
stuff.
You're moving to New Mexico.
Yes, you're moving to New Mexico.
So yeah, that's the next steps for you.
Yes,
after this.
it is totally sad. Every time we leave Reno, it's super sad. But definitely someplace I feel like this is a common thought about Reno. I always feel like I can come back. I always feel like this community is like still here and growing and like doing awesome stuff. But I got an interesting opportunity in New Mexico to start up a neon school down there with a
So
guy
cool.
named Todd. He scopes by Neon Todd. He doesn't like to have his last name revealed. So
Neon
he
Todd.
already has the shop set up, and I went to go check it out in June, and it looks awesome. And I can't wait to
Super
figure out
exciting.
how to, get a neon school.
I really want to go back down there sometime soon. So maybe it'll be when you're there and I'll be able to come check it out.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Workshop.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a vacation for us, and we'll just go and do a neon workshop.
Yes, neon vacation.
But we won't die. We won't die.
We're not gonna die.
Nobody dies at the neon school.
I mean, we might die, but like not from the neon.
Yeah.
But also the glass blowing freaks me out too, because then you're like blowing into the. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Oh,
Sorry.
the whole thing. For my first like 6 months, I said that all. I was like, why does it keep coming? Like, why is there more stuff? Like, I was fine with the glass blowing. Now you're gonna make it all about electricity. Then it's gonna shock me. Like, it's too much for me. Yeah, obviously got over that.
What's your favorite thing about it though? Because obviously you're 1,000% committed.
Yeah, very.
What's up? You went to like school and then for something else, and then all of a sudden
you accidentally fell in love with this, and now it's
literally got a master's degree in something else, and then I was like, I'm gonna do this instead. I think that for me, it's really like I remember the first neon show that I was a part of. It certainly wasn't as, like I didn't have this much work in it, but I brought some of my friends. Like, just this is gonna sound so cheesy, but like their faces when I walked around the room, like they're just so kind of honestly what's happening right now, like the interest in it and like just this fascination and this marriage of like physics and science and art form and and actual signage, and like signage goes into all this too, which is, growing up in Reno is really interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like a cultural aspect to it for sure.
Yeah, and I actually did my thesis on neon because I was like, I'm doing this neon thing. So
wow, you really.
I really
thesis on neon.
Yeah, I've got a 40-page paper on neon. If
wow.
you read that.
That's incredible.
But I found a lot of research on in the 50s, neon got this bad rap for being like related to prostitution and drug use and illegal activity. So a lot of cities put in there, and this is still in existence in a lot of cities, ordinances about where neon could be, how much could be there, if neon could be there at all.
That's so interesting.
Right. So some cities that were really popping off with neon, like Vancouver, used to be the biggest neon destination, like more than Vegas. And
wait, Vancouver,
BC,
Canada. Yeah.
Canada. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy, right? And there was a lot of studies done about how street traffic and like general activity in the city died down after that because they lost all their ambient light, and like things like that really do go into like how a city feels and how it operates.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, how communities work together. And once I got into that, I was like, all right.
That's so interesting. Wow.
Yeah,
read your
do you
paper.
feel like there's something, because I definitely feel like there's something about neon that really pulls you to it way more than like an LED sign. Like, I don't give a shit about an LED sign, like, but if I see neon, like there's something that's so much more like warm and like, and especially when it moves, like this.
Oh my gosh, right?
Hello
you can see
there.
the glass or the gas like wiggling there.
It's really
like,
so
what
cool.
is it about that like has an emotional response? Like, that's so interesting.
So
it's deep in our biology that we respond to different tones of light, wavelengths of light.
And that's exactly it, is that, even if you look like our language, like we use language like, you're the light of my life, like I'm feeling light today, like the way that we use and think about light, I think that that's a huge factor in all that. But as far as like the difference between like the way neon feels, the way LED feels, I wish I had an LED sign here just for comparison, but it doesn't do this like this spray of color. It doesn't.
No, it's a different way that the light transmits.
Totally, yeah. And I think it's that sort of like feels. Well, my theory is that it's kind of like you're interacting with it, right? Like I'm blue now. Like I feel like I'm kind of interacting with this thing, and I think that that's kind of what people are really drawn to about it, is that it's inherently interacting with them just by them being here. But I've obviously thought about it a little too much.
Yeah, no, I love that.
You're going to think about it some more?
The depth of it is really cool. The depth of you and your love of it, and also the depth of it as its own thing is really sweet.
Yeah.
How do you get it to blink on enough? How do you get it to, and like how that one thing is like at a different speed than the other one, and you can change the speed, and how does that work? Because it's gas and light, like what is even happening? And electricity. So
it's just the way the transformer's wired up to it. Those are called flashing transformers. So they are on a timer essentially. So it's like shoots electricity here, shoot electricity here, boom, 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 boom. I haven't done a lot of pieces like that because it is kind of another skill set to be able to do wiring like that and to think about it that way.
So it's just different transformers wired to it, and there's no.
Well, it's the power. Yeah, it's the power supply.
It's a different type of power supply.
You might have worked with these if you've ever worked with EL wire. They use probably the same kind of system.
That's a good point. I bet as far as the flashing goes, I bet those are the same system.
Yeah, it's probably just a different. It's just different voltage. There's a lot of factors, folks.
A lot of things, but that. Have you guys seen the neon park down there outside the Sands?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's super cool.
I have to go there.
It is new, very new, and then also they're adding signs to it all the time, but it's just kind of like a historical neon park.
Oh, wow, cool.
It's super cool, yeah.
Right by the neon line. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like an
Oh.
Airstream parked underneath it. I was like, that's a great detail. I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of the flashing ones where it like looks like there's like a bowling pin falling down and like stars in the sky. Those are really cool. I like
That's
those.
a whole other thing of like making movements.
Oh,
Yeah, like if those flames were 4 different things, so that they were like flickering like this, right?
Yeah.
Just on and off.
And you have to think about like how they go together and all of
See
that.
why people fall in love with this so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of
cool.
part of it to me
It's
is
really
I think
cool.
you once you're in it, you kind of can't leave. I'm not so deep, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I know so
Getting
much
deep
about it
really
already.
fast.
And I've heard that before. Be like, yeah, once you're in it, there you are.
Okay, so one question we try to ask all our artists is like, what advice do you have for someone just getting started out? And I think specifically in this situation, like, what advice would you have for someone who's trying to break into one of these, like, kind of harder to get into, like maybe more gate kept kind of,
Yeah.
Like a death art.
like death arts?
Yeah, and how would you give
More
advice to
challenge-
someone who's going
more
to go
like-
into something that's going to be
Yeah.
Yeah, so the number one piece of advice I would give is just to listen to yourself. There was a lot of moments when I started my journey where I was getting a lot of feedback like, why would you do this? You know, this is so hard. This is taking up all your time. It's taking up all your energy.
You're so frustrated.
You're so
by
frustrated
it,
all
yeah.
the time. There's all these things coming up. We can't make any money at Neon. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can do that. Whatever that is for you, you can do that. And you know it's tricky because you know a lot of us our loved ones care about us so much and like want the best for us most time, and it's a unique superpower to like look inside yourself and be like, I know I want to do this, and like I have to have faith that like this is going to work out, and like that faith will push you to where you need to go. Because I was describing them earlier. Like a lot of these things, like when I first made them, I firmly believed that I was never going to be able to make neon. I was never going to be able to be a neon artist like that. It never occurred to me that anything like that would happen, and that was not that long ago at all that I had those.
It was like a
thoughts.
year ago.
It was like a year ago that I was like, nope, I'm never gonna. This is just not in the cards for me. I'm not good at it, and I'd already been practicing and trying to get good at it for a year and a half at that point. So it's super easy to give in to that little voice that tells you to stop and to tells you that you know it's not working out. You're not making money at it. It's not feasible. But these things are one building block at a time. Like, and you just keep doing your one block, and then all of a sudden you've got something that's you look back on. And you're like, I've built this thing. I've got this thing. So yeah, don't listen to anybody.
Absolutely.
Trust yourself.
Yeah,
Just do it.
Just do it.
you can do it.
And then one day you'll be starting up a school. And
Before you know it, you'll be moving out of state to start a school of
Do
the
this
thing
thing
you
you're really
literally
committed
thought you
to.
couldn't do a year ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then you're teaching other people how to do it too. So that's interesting.
How about
that's
that?
always such a trip. Every time I teach people like welding, I'm always like, do I actually know how to weld? Like
Right?
every time I'm like,
Yeah.
is this a thing I do?
Like I weld shit.
Yeah. And then and then you watch other people get obsessed with it,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, yes.
Yeah, like creating a clan.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
when they do the women's only, you know, or like
Yeah.
women non-binary. It's so fucking sick because I'm just like, I like spreading it all through all the people
Yeah, all the
that
places
like
I
felt like
wanted to
they
go.
couldn't. Yeah, exactly. What the gate kept dude mentality of it is
Yeah.
so rough. So
And that's what it takes is somebody being like, I'm gonna open this gate.
Yeah.
Let's open this gate.
Yep.
It's this gate open. We're just gonna
Just kick them open.
Just gonna torch this
Yeah.
thing off.
We're not gonna open, we're gonna light on fire.
Yes.
All right. Well, tell us about the details for the opening this weekend.
All right, so the opening this weekend is on Saturday, the 14th. Doors open at 7, and it's going to go pretty late, I presume. I'd recommend getting here like 8:30 when it starts to get dark. There's going to be food trucks, crepes, Uncle Buddy's, Reno Public House is bringing a little booze cart, so that should be fun.
Ooh, you really pulled in
I'm
some
really-
like high level food trucks.
I was
here.
like, everyone can.
There's 1 week shows. You gotta do it.
You got to
hot.
go hard.
Yeah, right? I mean, if you're going to do all this work, put everything up, might as well just full send it. And then there's going to be music starting at 8 and then going to 11, a live band, the side room, and then a couple of DJs afterwards, some fire spinning and circus performing, and
Oh yeah.
some dancers coming, so should be a hoot.
Yeah. And you can come here after 7 to 9? Is that what it was during the week? 'Cause
Yeah, so during the week, I'm going to be doing gallery hours. So today's Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be here at 7, and you can come all the way up to like 10.
Cool.
Yeah.
Real fast though, talk a little bit about your Renegade neon that you put up during COVID. I saw
Yeah.
that. I shared it on the
Thanks,
generator
man.
page. Letting
Yeah.
them in our stories.
Those are really, that's the second project I've done like that. And it never occurred to me that you could just go put up, you know, I'm working with public art and all that stuff, it's a lot of red tape, and it never occurred to me that, like, if you want, you can just go and put it up yourself. You got a generator, you got the stuff. So that was inspired by the first time we did it last year was the beginning of COVID, and Jeff helped me with that one. And we just, you have to be quick about it because you don't want anybody to pull up and say, what are you guys doing? But we just got the tubes, laid them all up on the ground. I brought a generator, lit it up, and people were like honking on the side of the road because it said home and it had like a little Nevada on it. It was huge. Yeah, it was super cool. And then that kind of got me thinking. I was like, yeah, I can do this whenever I want. And so this year it was COVID, and I had made this this mountain scene that I was hoping to bring out to the Burn, and then like a couple other festivals this year. So I was like, I'm just gonna go to Alabama Hills and put it up. Nice. Definitely, if you're inspired to do something like that, you don't have to go all the way to Alabama Hills. I don't know why we went all the way there.
So cool though.
Yeah, it was super cool. And then you got people driving by. We just did it at a campground. They're like, what are you doing? And I was like,
just putting up some neon. Don't worry about it.
putting up
made this
neon. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
You have to, I mean, of course, you have to have a generator, so you like, you can't leave it. It's not like you could just Renegade put it up and then peace.
No.
Unless you were okay with leaving the generator.
Yeah, you have to.
In case you didn't really mind not getting any of it back.
I guess you could like kind of Renegade plug it, like sneaky plug it in somewhere.
Which
too.
would be so interesting.
Yeah,
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Like you go to a place that's like big enough that it would take them a while to realize that no one had purchased it, like at a big hotel or maybe like a university, you know, where they're like, oh, this new sign got put up, you know, like just no one noticed.
I hadn't even thought about that. Like,
At
we must have bought that, right?
Airports,
like,
they're paying too much attention to what's going on.
So.
Maybe I'll just throw that.
Yeah, hit us up in the chat.
Universities,
good ideas
though.
for Renegade locations where you can steal power to put up.
Yes. Yeah. So that's basically.
I'm about this. I'm now forming a collective.
My
If you wanna
house.
Be in it. Let's do this.
Let's do it, right?
Fitted.
The Renegade stuff is super fun, though. Yes. I'm glad you asked about that because I think we're gonna do more of them for sure.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I want to. How can people follow you so they can see your Renegade shit?
Yeah, so working on a website, especially for the school that I'm going to be working at soon. But you can follow me on Instagram, KKittyMcG, so KAEKITTYMCG. That's where I post like most of my artwork and all that good stuff. And then, of course, you can come to the show and check everything out. Everybody's websites and Instagram handles and Facebooks are all up on there. But yeah, as far as following along, that'd probably be the best way.
Cool. Sounds good. Everyone follow. And then she's going to come back and teach school here in about a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
So don't worry. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Neon workshops for everybody. Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us
Thank
today.
you so much for coming down.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're going to take you on a little,
Thanks, guys.
baby walk.
We're back.
We're just rearranging our position right now.
Hi.
So, hello, we're back.
Wait, show them what's going on over here.
Yeah, totally. Let's check it out.
We are live at EQLD at the community pop-up. You're gonna walk over there? Oh my god, this is nuts. We're walking you over there. Walking you to the pop-up. It's working, it's working. You can make it lower, actually.
I was trying to like come down.
It's going on till 9 p.m. Come on out. Benefit Rise, Reno Initiative for Shelter and Equality.
Yeah.
We're going to interview Mary.
Some organizations, and we're actually doing some classes with them with the generator. All right.
Yeah, we're doing classes.
How's that?
It's
How's
actually
that,
good.
everybody? Is that okay?
Hi everyone.
Can you hear us? All right, we're doing it. We're ready when you
We can
are.
walk over there.
Can you bring it? All right, here comes Mary. I'm gonna try to make this work. Come on over so we can see.
But you don't have to do it right now. This is our first successful live stream out somewhere.
Yes.
So let us know what you think about it. I'm gonna bump up this volume even more.
We need to get a mic. We thought we'd be able to do our mic through our camera, and we can't.
No, you're good. So you can see yourself.
Yeah, you got
You
it.
know, if you hated her.
There you
love
go.
it.
So this is Mary.
Where are we? Get her. Get her. Get her. I don't want to be got. Sorry. I'm into it.
I'm just gonna hold this here so that we can hear, because
Sweet.
the microphone.
We look pretty alright, guys. Yeah.
All right,
Hey.
we're doing it.
We're beautiful.
Hey,
Badass
everybody.
moms. This is Mary. She's amazing. We actually pre-recorded an interview, but it wasn't that great, so it got all messed up. So we're doing it live now, and that's fun. Can you introduce yourself? Yeah.
Move this way towards me. There you go.
So my name is Mary Gilbert. I'm the Community Engagement Director for Rise. Hi, my beautiful husband is over there. So the event is happening at the tattoo shop, EQLD Creations. He and I co-own it. But he does all of the art and I do all of the management. Which is how
about that.
Yeah, it's great. What about? Okay, so this is a community pop-up event. Yep. Going till 9 p.m. and it's a benefit for Reno Initiative for Shelter and Equality,
Right.
which you're on the board of.
Right, so I'm on the board for Rise as well as the Community Engagement Director. I used to be the director of the living room home, but we unfortunately had to close it due to lack of funds. It was a no-barrier housing alternative to shelters for folks that didn't fit into the shelter model or weren't allowed to be in the shelter for criminal background check or something like that.
Sure.
Sweet. And so now your focus is Our Place, right?
My focus is on Rise in general and fundraising.
Where's the restroom?
Sorry.
Good.
So the restroom is right by the stairs by the super cute ginger kid.
Getting asked about the restroom, yeah.
The restroom. Where were we?
So you were talking about that your focus is on Rise in general.
Right, fundraising for Rise, getting community involvement with our organization in general. So not just Rise as an organization, but also with Our Place, the Family, Women's, and Senior Shelter that we are contracted with Washoe County to run. Our Place is super amazing. It focuses on making sure that people have a comfortable space to live so that they can get out of the tyranny of the moment and be able to focus on moving forward without feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
We're really trying to create a super high standard of care. Sorry, I live right under this airstrip.
We're right underneath the airstrip.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Sparks life.
Yeah, it's the best life. So yeah, it's
Where is Our Place?
it's here in Sparks. It's off of 21st Street and Greg. Is that Greg right there?
Yeah,
Where the GSR is? Yeah.
I think so.
And like
And
Mel.
it's pretty close to a lot of, I noticed, like places where people might need to go for like social services.
Yep.
So that seems like a really good location. We've been partnering now. We just started last week to do art classes there with the generator.
And it's amazing.
So
The kids
that's really
love
fun.
it.
And it's such an amazing space, especially when you can compare it to like the traditional shelter model of like, we'll give you somewhere to sleep, we'll maybe give you something to eat, but like, we're not going to make you comfortable. We're not going to treat you with dignity, right? Like,
It's just a bed and a massive.
it's a bed, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, get out, right? During the day.
Yeah, at our place, the families live in units.
Yep.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're really nice. Yeah.
They're super nice. And then there's also like an outdoor play area, which is where, because of COVID, we're hosting the amazing art classes.
No, it's okay.
And yeah, the kids have already asked when you're coming back. We're like, every Friday. They're like, yes. So
Yeah, it was really fun. I'm really excited.
yeah.
And the parents also get free childcare, right? So that's
Correct. While they're
hugely
staying
helpful.
there, they get free childcare, and then it becomes discounted once they get employment and, you know, can learn not learn, because, right, like, we already know how to fucking pay bills, right?
Sure.
But, like, they get the opportunity to start, like, budgeting in childcare and seeing what that looks like with their current job, and how eventually then you also start budgeting rent inside.
It's so expensive for childcare. It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
expensive being poor.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Like, it's
really
su-
expensive to be
like,
poor.
Yeah. I could go
Yeah.
on about that forever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yes.
It's,
Yes.
Yeah, it's super fucked up.
I was just thinking about that as I was driving over here past some of the motels, and I was thinking about how much more expensive it is to stay in a motel than
Yeah.
to like have a mortgage, for example.
And also, like, yeah, I mean, there's so many things we can get into. But, like, having to take the bus and how much more time, like, when you go to work, it's, yeah, like, maybe your transpo is, like, an hour or 2 hours of transpo and transfers and all this other stuff. And then, like, when you think about food, like, when you're out there and you don't have extra money to just grab something to eat and then you're hungry, like, it just compounds and compounds and compounds. It's like...
Yeah, it's not just about money either, right? Like, it's about time, which equals
Yes.
out to money, because if you have
Yes.
to travel for 4 hours to get to and from work, then that's an additional 4 hours that your kids have to be in childcare and all of these things.
It's a lot harder to cook your own dinner.
Yeah. And if you have to take the bus to go get fucking groceries, like...
Yes.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. So people like Mary are doing really amazing work to create like better and more compassionate solutions
Yeah.
to these problems. Like you can really tell that the people who are working at Rise are compassionate to the situation.
Well, and that's because we hire folks with lived experience.
Yep.
So we prioritize it at the very least. So we prioritize folks that have either been homeless, that are in recovery, that have had mental health conditions and things like that, because it creates a culture of compassion, and it also gives folks who have utilized certain services the opportunity to be able to give back to their community as well.
Yes. Mutual aid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're just clipping.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, our
that's what I
sound.
care. What else? There's so many things.
I'm just holding I'm just holding the laptop like a baby, dear viewers.
It looks like
Because we're
reading out of a
using the
spell book.
microphone from it, so
we say this
we look
every
like
time.
witches, yeah, over a
We
spell
need
book.
help, please. Are you an AV person? Are you a live stream person? Do you want to just stand and be our camera person so we don't have to like shoot in the dark here? That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That's all. It's my PSA every time. It's not really a public service announcement. It's just whatever.
Help! Help me!
Help us! Mutual aid.
So if you knew someone who wanted to like either get involved like helping with this cause, or maybe someone that they themselves are like housing insecure, or they have a friend or family member and they want to help them, do you have suggestions in those two scenarios?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the folks that need our services, it's simply as easy as coming into our intake office and applying. We accept women, families, and seniors. And when I say families, I don't just mean like the traditional sense of like mom, dad, kid. It can be grandmother and mom and kid, or things like that. It can be two moms, two dads, single mom. However, because of the demand, we do have a wait list currently for families. For the women's home, we're between 95 to 100% capacity every single night.
Wow.
However, the waiting list is not as long for families as it used to be. The waiting list for women is not as long as it used to be. And part of it is because it's summertime, it's a little bit more comfortable, not super wild outside. But also we believe that part of it is because we are helping folks exit out of our place successfully, right?
Yeah.
So besides, we got our data in, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. However, sorry, I realized that got like, okay.
We're being photographed.
By my brother-in-law. Shit, J-Dub.
No, you're
here we
talking
go.
about the reasons why.
So yeah, I don't have the data off the top of my head, but the one thing that we can boast as of right now is we have 0% recidivism for the families,
Wow.
and only 0.03 recidivism for women.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
that's
That's
amazing.
huge.
So yeah.
It really speaks to how much the problem is that people just need some help.
Yeah.
And
Like,
some
that it
compassion while
isn't-
they're receiving that help, right?
And compassion,
For them to
yes.
feel like,
well, like real good help, not just
Right.
like something that's like patronizing and dehumanizing.
right.
But like to
Actual
actually
support.
like be supported and helped out of the situation that has them
Hell yeah.
in there. It's not this problem that like we're told. I feel like there's a lot of like cultural messaging. Thank you, capitalism and American individualism. But like that, like people who are homeless, like they're just gonna stay. Like that's it, right?
Right.
Like don't even give anybody money because they're gonna just be homeless forever.
But even if they
But
are
that's
going to
not-
be
but even if
homeless
they are, right.
forever,
That
like,
which is also
you
fine.
know, like it's not our business, and like it's
Right.
also absolutely their right.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
yes. I'm going down a road that makes it sound like I think that people that are gonna.
No, but you told
But you
like
know what? I think
there's so
there's
many.
like this defeatist.
Right.
I think like it makes it a lot more
Camera
like
battery's gonna go out.
The people don't want to help because they think they can't help.
Right.
They can't, but it is actually largely in a lot of cases a fixable problem.
Yeah.
And even when it's not, obviously people where they can't get out of it need the help the most, right?
Right.
Like I'm not trying to at all say, but like just that myth
Yep.
of like there's no point because it's
So, okay, so if someone
It's
wants
so
to
insane.
donate and get involved and put in some work, what? What?
So you can reach out to me. Is that dead now?
oh no.
Nice.
Oh guys, we're trying so hard.
Okay, you can just switch it to it's dog. It's dog. Yeah, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's so dark though. It's gonna be too dark. Oh no, it's fine.
No, it's good. We good.
We'll just do this. Let's just come over here.
Okay.
Just come
Don't
over
wait-
here.
Don't watch me weird though.
It's getting dark. We thought the live stream would be over by now, so
It's-
we are.
Look how live it is. It's
It's so live.
It's,
It's
hella
very-
live. What's even
it's
happening over there?
extremely
Look,
live.
it's really live over
There's
there.
music happening.
Come on out.
For real.
We're on D Street. Come on to D
We
Street.
are. Come
Take
to
the
D
Rock
Street.
Boulevard exit. Get off, make a left, and then make a right onto D Street and come over. That's all.
Okay. We'll figure it out when I'm done with this. Okay.
All right. So if you want to help
Yeah,
donate
so-
or get involved with Rise,
Please email me. Let me know what sort of things that you would like to get involved with. Currently, we aren't allowing a lot of volunteers on campus right now because we do want to keep these vulnerable populations safe. But hopefully, we'll be able to welcome volunteers in all capacities. Currently, we can benefit from help in the food trailer. We serve 3 meals a day to the women in the women's home. The families have their own kitchens to cook in.
Really nice kitchens.
Super nice kitchens.
They're really nice.
Way nicer than my kitchen. My
Yes.
kitchen is small.
Yes.
I look at those kitchens and I'm like,
I've had many kitchens in my life that are
yeah.
worse.
sweet. So come out and cook.
Yeah. And then also, as far as donations go, reaching out to me is one option. Also, the Rise webpage. The Rise webpage, there we go.
Initiative. It's on the scroll at the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
It's scrolling by.
Yeah.
Check the scroll.
So there's hella ways to donate on there. We have a donor box. We have PayPal. You can pay with Bitcoin. There's so many various
It's not even real
options.
money. Just hand it over.
Right? Yeah.
So, okay, couple quick questions. I know we're trying to get into this party and let you go and
it's
do
also
your own
good.
thing. How did you get started in this work?
Yeah. So, I think we talked about this in the one that I fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So
You
that's
didn't
where
fuck it up. I fucked it up.
It was a mutual. If one of us fucks up, we all fuck up, and I'm into that. So my background is in midwifery, catching babies for women or pregnant people at home, and people are always like, why did you move into this realm? And the reality is that it's not that much different. When you're advocating for a birthing person, it's the same as advocating for a vulnerable population. And I got really tired of serving rich, white, cis women. And I knew that I needed to be able to dedicate more time to marginalized populations. As a white woman, it's the least that I can do. However, doing it
Is this insane?
doing
Let's
it
try
as
it
a
out.
midwife was not as real. I look so pale.
Well, you know.
Now it's
How do
like,
you look so tan?
thanks. Well, you are a redhead. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, you know? I know. Same. Yeah, being a brunette. Side comment.
Very live right now.
Yeah, well,
You'll never get a straight answer from me. We'll always have side talks because I never not want to say.
But basically, being a caretaker is being a caretaker, and it's cool, and it's really admirable that you wanted to make a shift and take care of whatever. I don't want to be like, oh, way more deserving people, because that just sounds super negative. But I'm way more deserving people.
folks that I feel like are more my people.
Yeah.
Like there's a space to serve your community in one way or another, and you just have to figure out what that is and what it looks like. And once you get to that point, like the sky's the limit, right? Because you guys have realized that this is something that like you can contribute to and can bring art into the lives of these kids like who haven't been able to have that opportunity before, and that's fucking amazing, and it means the world to us. So like, if you have like weird, fun, cool shit that you like to do, like there's a way you can give back to your community in one way or another.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
It makes your life better. So what advice would you give somebody that was like an emerging activist or emerging community leader that's like, you know, starting to step up and needs some guidance?
A really wise person told me that this is a marathon and not a race. And that sentence, initially I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. Like, I'm gonna keep racing. I'm fine. I won't get burnt out. I won't get tired.
Famous last words.
Yeah, and then I did, right? And allowing, if enough people become interested and enough people become involved and enough people decide that they want to contribute to their community, eventually we'll get to a point where all of us have time to rest. And everybody deserves time to rest. And we all deserve time to care for ourselves. You guys.
Are we being loud? Are you done with her? Can we have our party back?
Really soon. It's live.
We're
Yeah.
just kidding.
Live. Yeah.
Don't come here. The people are terrible.
Yeah.
You can be on it. Camille can get into it. This is Camille. She's the family home manager at our place. And she is a brilliant, amazing, and beautiful woman.
Thank
and then the next person that's going to walk up is Benjamin Castro, and he's going to come and steal you for a second.
He's gonna come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on over. Yeah.
So currently
Right here.
at our place, we're serving 38 families. We have 38 rooms where each family has their own room. There's common areas. We have a whole bunch of activities. We have a Window Between Worlds that we partner with in Venice, California. We have the generators coming to do.
These are the generator guys.
I know they're doing amazing. All the kids were showing us their work. They want to put their artwork on the fridges and stuff. It was super cute.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, if you want to support the kids at our place or Rise, the donation's on there. You can see the email address is coming down the screen. And
Yeah.
thank you for supporting.
Camille's the
Yeah.
shit.
Camille is the name of my great grandmother who I've missed every day of my life, for the record.
But yeah, don't let yourself get burnt out. Allow yourself time to rest and share this work with other people that are interested in doing it.
Gotta put the mask on yourself first.
Yeah, and know when to ask for help. I think, like, I have failed at that so hard for so long. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna do all the things, it's fine. I'm, like, really strong, so it's, like, it's chill.
Yeah.
And then you're, like, dying, and then it just becomes a thing where you almost start resenting other people, and you're like, no, it's my fault because I'm not setting good boundaries and taking time for myself. So, that's my little...
Yeah. But also, if you're super young and you feel like you're ready to be in the race for a little while before you want to do like a quick little burnout, some of us people that have been doing this for a really long time that are old, we would love that. We want to rest.
Yeah. Especially those of us that are raising children, small children.
Small, wild, feral,
Small, feral
amazing,
children.
Beautiful next generation. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mary.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you guys.
You are a true gift to our
Yes.
community. Y'all are true gifts. Yeah. And I love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go party in your party.
Should I
Yeah.
go grab Amy?
Whatever you
The
want
one
to do.
who ran this?
We've got 4 viewers. Hey, 4 viewers.
Alright, let me go grab Amy real quick.
Amy's gonna come. How's the lighting? Do we look like the
It's
Blair Witch
terrible.
Project? You guys
It is
remember
like the
that?
Blair Witch Project.
Hey, are you guys from the 90s? Like us? No, you're like young. You're like, wow, these
No.
people are bad at live stream.
We are, yeah.
Just
we are
kidding. It's kind of a good look, though. I think it's pretty good. I do look very tan.
Hey, everybody.
Ooh, spooky stories.
Well, what else did we want to talk about tonight? Before
We
wrap it up?
you know, I have Instagram Roundup ready to go, but it's like we're just kind of out here doing all these different things. But I want to remind you that Cameron Paris's Glitch Art Show is happening at the Discovery Museum on Saturday. We
nice.
also have the
And you could go there and then go to the Neon Show.
the Neon Show is happening at the Potentialist on Saturday.
There's a lot happening.
What else is going down this weekend? There's a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of things on the Instagram Roundup, but I don't know if we can switch over. Might not
I
really
don't
be
think
worth
you're going
it.
to be able to do it without 2 laptops. So.
Yeah. Here they come.
So we have one more person we'll chat with real quick and then we'll call it a
She not
night.
around?
No, she's coming.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Here she comes. Hi. Hi. This is a little crazy right now.
But step on into the light. It's a live
Step
stream.
into the light.
Hi.
Hello, live stream. Hello, everyone.
Tell us who you are.
Oh, hi. I'm Amy Hernandez, and I am the person who organized this event tonight.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh,
Yes.
it's awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
You want to talk a little bit about why you put this together?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Do it.
I originally decided to put this event together because I felt that there wasn't enough space for people of color for resale in the Reno area. I saw a lot of pop-ups happening, but it was mostly the same resellers every time, and it always seemed to have a common thing of brown people of color being the minority. So I really just wanted to create a space where people of color who are makers could come together and not only support themselves but support their communities. So that's why I wanted to make sure that we were giving back to something or somehow. So that's where the idea of making sure that we were donating to a charity like Rise, or hopefully in the future other programs here in our community.
So this is the first one of
This is the first
Yes.
one, and we're hoping to continue with different vendors, different programs to help, and hopefully that'll be on a heavy rotation so that everyone gets an opportunity, because I want to make it feel like a place where anyone can ask to bend. You don't have to have followers. You don't have to have this niche of like something crazy. It's just you making your art, making whatever, and sharing it with your community and giving back at the same time, which I think is just like the most beautiful part of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So all the vendors are folks of color, yes?
Majority of the people
majority,
who
okay.
are, so we have about 90%. We do have 2 people who are not people of color, but there's just different things that we're going to ask people who are not people of color,
Sure.
maybe bigger donations towards our community program that we're
Sure.
supporting or something like that. But of course, we want everyone to feel welcome.
Cool.
So of course, makers, whatever color you are, is fine with us.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, of
how
course.
that was
But we do want to make sure that the majority will always be people of color.
fantastic.
And yeah.
So if somebody wants to come out and vend at the next pop-up, how can they get involved? Or if they wanted to host it?
Oh, hosting would be very helpful. We, of course, are hopeful that we can find bigger, better places. Not better, bigger
We know a
spaces.
spot.
Yeah.
We know a big
Bigger spots, especially when the winter comes. Obviously, somewhere where we can do this indoors. And yeah, as for now, I have had some people in our community reach out to me how they could vend at the following events. It would just be reaching out to myself at Easy Rider Pickings or reaching out to Mary, who is kind of helping me with this, but she's got a lot on her plate, so reach out to me first.
Easy Rider Picking.
On Instagram?
On Instagram.
Okay, cool.
So if you send me a message there, we'd love to get you on the list to vend in the future. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks for
It's
putting it
been
on.
Thanks for
really
having me.
fun.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could be chat about
Yeah.
cold weather one at the generator.
Yeah.
We would love that.
Big
We're
indoor
gonna have,
space.
yeah, we have
Yes.
a lot of room, so it's totally possible.
Perfect.
And we would,
Those are the connections I'm trying to make tonight.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Doing
We'll
it.
give you a card. Thanks so much for jumping on and telling everybody about your awesome events, and
Yes,
let's get done because I want to go buy some stuff.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we got to wrap this up because this is crazy.
High five, viewers.
Right?
Look at us. We just have a cell phone
Thank
light.
you for tuning in. And
This is a
sticking with
real
us.
live stream.
We learned a lot.
Yeah, and we
feel-
had such a great time.
Little by little that we're going to be able to do this and more things. So we're getting there.
I want to show you guys this awesome event real fast. Look at it. So awesome back there.
It's a vibe in here.
Yeah. Come on down.
Yep.
Still going.
Still going till 9.
See ya.
Thanks,